Ever wondered who the richest NBA players really are? And more importantly, how they built their fortunes? Today, we're diving deep into the incredible journeys of the top 20 richest NBA players in the world, from superstar salaries and record-breaking contracts to secret business empires, savvy investments, and side hustles that turned role players into billionaires. Some made their wealth on the court, some off it, and some did both in ways you'd never expect. Stick around, because what you're about to hear might completely blow your mind. Sitting at the top of the mountain is Michael Jordan. On the court, Michael Jordan was His Airness, the six-time champion who ruled the 90 seconds.
So my game did all my talking.
But his real fortune came after basketball. Jordan earned about $93 million in NBA salary, big for his era but tiny compared to what came later. The real breakthrough was Nike's gamble in 1984. While Adidas and Converse passed, Nike signed a rookie Jordan and launched the now iconic Jordan brand.
Nike made this big bitch. You gotta be a fool for not taking this deal. This is the best deal.
Today, the brand generates over $5 billion annually, with Jordan personally pocketing an estimated $250, $300 million each year in royalties, more than his entire career salary in just one season. Then came ownership. In 2010, Jordan bought a majority stake in the then Charlotte Bobcats for around $275 million. The team struggled, but he was patient. By 2023, he sold his majority stake at a $3 billion valuation, pushing his net worth to roughly $3.5 billion. That sale also reignited debates. Jordan became the wealthiest athlete in history, yet the NBA lost its last black majority owner, raising questions about diversity and ownership. No matter the perspective, one fact is undeniable. Jordan isn't just the GOAT on the hardwood, he's the GOAT of turning basketball into a billion-dollar empire. Sliding into the second spot is Earvin "Magic" Johnson. He is the Lakers icon who redefined what life after basketball could look like. His net worth today stands at about $1.2 billion, built on vision, timing, and an uncanny ability to spot opportunities. During his NBA career, Magic earned around $40 million in salary, respectable, but nowhere near his fortune now. The real wealth came after he retired.
It's just being a basketball player. I want to be a businessman too.
Magic built Magic Johnson Enterprises, a portfolio that grew to over $1 billion in value. His business ventures have spanned Starbucks franchises, movie theaters, real estate, and healthcare. But it doesn't stop there. Magic is also part owner of several major sports franchises, including the Los Angeles Dodgers, MLB, the Los Angeles Sparks, WNBA, and even a stake in the Washington Commanders, NFL. That rare cross-sport influence makes him one of the most powerful figures in American sports today. What sets Magic apart is his reputation as a connector, someone who broke barriers by investing in underserved communities while still building massive wealth. Fans see him as both a businessman and a symbol of progress. LeBron James takes the third place, the kid from Akron who grew into both a basketball legend and a billionaire businessman, with a net worth estimated at around $1.2 billion.
A quick Google search says that your net worth is $1.2 billion.
Now y'all want me to start lying?
LeBron is the first active NBA player to officially reach billionaire status. On the court, his earnings have been enormous, over $430 million in salary alone, the highest career total in NBA history. But as with Jordan and Magic, the real wealth is in the ventures. LeBron has endorsement deals with Nike, Coca-Cola, Beats by Dre, and countless global brands. His lifetime Nike contract, reportedly worth over $1 billion, is one of the richest in sports history. Beyond endorsements, LeBron co-founded Spring Hill Entertainment, a media company producing films, TV shows, and digital content, including The Space Jam, a new legacy reboot. He's also an investor in Blaze Pizza and holds a minority stake in Fenway Sports Group, giving him ownership ties to the Boston Red Sox, Liverpool FC, and the Pittsburgh Penguins. LeBron's fortune also carries a mission. Through his I Promise school in Akron, he's using wealth to transform lives. Sliding into fourth place is perhaps the biggest surprise on this list, Junior Bridgeman. Unless you're a hardcore NBA historian, you might be asking who? Bridgeman played in the 70 seconds and 80 seconds, mostly with the Milwaukee Bucks. He was a solid role player, averaging 13 points per game. But his career earnings were modest, about $350,000 a year in the early 80 seconds. Nothing that hinted at billionaire status. So how did he end up worth $1.4 billion today? The answer: business genius. While many players splurged on cars and mansions, Bridgeman studied the business world. After retiring, he dove into franchising, buying Wendy's and Chili's locations, not a handful but over 100 restaurants nationwide. His success made him one of America's top franchise owners. Later, he pivoted into bottling, acquiring a Coca-Cola bottling plant and becoming one of the largest independent Coke bottlers in the country. In 2020, he stunned the media industry by purchasing Ebony and Jet, two iconic black-owned magazines. Bridgman once said he didn't want to be remembered just as a basketball player. Mission accomplished. He may not have been an all-star, but he outsmarted the game and became richer than most NBA legends combined. In 5th place, we have Shaquille O'Neal, the larger-than-life center whose fortune is as massive as his personality. With a net worth of around $400 million, Shaq turned dominance on the court into dominance in business. Over his 19-year NBA career, Shaq earned about $292 million in salary. But the real magic happened off the hardwood. Known for his charisma, he became a marketing powerhouse with endorsement deals for Reebok, Pepsi, Icy Hot, and even the General Insurance. Shaq also took a savvy approach to investing. Early on, he bought into fast food chains like Papa John's, Five Guys, and Auntie Anne's Pretzels, at one point owning hundreds of locations. He's also invested in tech companies, nightclubs, and gyms. Add in his role as an NBA analyst on TNT's Inside the NBA, and his income streams just keep multiplying. What makes Shaq unique is how he mixes fun with finance, starring in commercials, DJing around the world, and even dabbling in law enforcement. His brand is everywhere. Shaq once said he lives by the motto, "It's not about how much money you make, it's about how much you keep." Clearly, he's kept plenty. At 6th place, we find Hakeem the Dream Olajuwon, the Nigerian-born center whose graceful footwork and championship pedigree built not just a legacy, but a fortune. With a net worth of around $300 million, Olajuwon quietly became one of the NBA's wealthiest retired stars. During his 18-year NBA career, mostly with the Houston Rockets, Hakeem earned about $110 million in salary. He was a 2-time champion, Finals MVP, and widely regarded as one of the greatest centers to ever play. But it's his off-court hustle that secured his wealth. After retirement, Olajuwon dove headfirst into real estate in Houston, Texas. He specialized in buying undervalued properties and flipping them into gold mines. Over the years, his real estate empire grew into hundreds of millions of dollars, with Houston's booming market multiplying his returns. Hakeem also runs basketball camps and a clothing line inspired by his heritage. But real estate remains his crown jewel. Unlike many stars, Olajuwon stayed conservative, avoiding flashy spending while steadily building wealth. The dream wasn't just about silky moves in the post, he dreamed bigger, creating generational wealth off the court. Coming in at 7th place is Grant Hill, a player who turned both his basketball talent and off-court savvy into a fortune now estimated at $250 million. On the court, Hill was once hailed as the next Michael Jordan. Drafted by the Detroit Pistons in 1994, he dazzled with versatility, averaging near triple-doubles in his early years. But constant injuries cut short what could have been an all-time career. Despite that, he still earned about $140 million in NBA salary, an impressive figure for someone whose prime was shortened. Yet Hill's real wealth comes from smart partnerships and investments. His lifetime deal with Fila remains one of the most lucrative shoe contracts in sports history, paying him millions annually long after his playing days. Off the hardwood, he co-owns the Atlanta Hawks, adding ownership to his resume. Hill also ventured into broadcasting, working as an NBA analyst while expanding into real estate and private equity. He's carefully built a portfolio that blends sports, media, and business. Grant Hill once said, "You're not defined by setbacks, but by how you respond." His career proves that. Injuries slowed him, but in wealth building, he still came out a winner. At number 8 is Stephen Curry, the revolutionary shooter who not only changed basketball but also built a fortune, now estimated at $250 million. On the court, Curry's resume is legendary. 4-time NBA champion, 2-time MVP, and the face of the Golden State Warriors dynasty. Over his career, he's earned more than $350 million in NBA salary, making him one of the league's top earners ever. His most recent contracts alone are worth over $200 million, but Curry's wealth extends far beyond his paycheck. His endorsement empire includes Under Armour, where he's the centerpiece of their basketball line, earning tens of millions annually. Add in partnerships with Chase, CarMax, and Callaway Golf, and Curry's brand power is undeniable. Curry has also stepped into media and tech. He co-founded Unanimous Media, a production company creating TV and film projects, while investing in tech startups and blockchain ventures. His real estate portfolio adds another layer, with multi-million-dollar homes in California. What makes Curry unique is how seamlessly he balances superstardom with business vision. He's not just the greatest shooter in NBA history, he's building a post-basketball empire. Ninth on the list is Kevin Durant, whose net worth the articles estimate around $300 million. Durant's story is a mix of elite scoring, smart brand moves, and aggressive venture bets. On the court, he's earned well over $350 million in career salary. And off the court, he secured a huge lifetime relationship with Nike while building 35 Ventures, a vehicle that's backed startups like Coinbase, Postmates, and Robinhood. 35 also helped launch Boardroom, Durant's media play that documents athletes building businesses and gives him cultural currency beyond basketball. Durant deals a $164 million Nets contract, and a later extension with Phoenix, combined with endorsement income, put him solidly in the modern millionaire mogul tier. He's quietly bought into sports businesses and tech, and his pivot toward media and VC shows he's deliberately planting seeds that could push him higher on this list over time. KD's hustle is less flashy than some stars, but potentially more scalable. Scoring titles on the court, portfolio wins off it. 10th on the list is Russell Westbrook, also pegged near $300 million by the materials you gave. Westbrook's fortune is the product of enormous NBA paychecks, career salary, north of $330 million plus landmark endorsement deals, a major Jordan brand partnership, an audacious fashion identity that turned into the Honor the Gift label, and investments in fintech and startups. Russ signed one of the richest player contracts of his era and parlayed on-court intensity into off-court branding, fashion drops, high-profile collabs, and a persistent celebrity presence that keeps endorsement dollars flowing. Fans debate his basketball legacy, but financially, he's benefited from both guaranteed contracts and a bold, personality-driven business strategy. Sliding into 11th place is David Robinson, the Admiral. With a net worth around $200 million, Robinson is proof that discipline on the court can translate into discipline in the business world. During his 14-year career with the San Antonio Spurs, he earned just over $110 million in salary, capturing 2 championships and the respect of an entire league. But Robinson's biggest financial wins came after basketball. He co-founded Admiral Capital Group, a private equity firm that has managed hundreds of millions of dollars in real estate and hospitality assets. What makes Robinson stand out is how he balanced profit with purpose. He didn't just accumulate wealth, he gave back, founding the Carver Academy and donating millions to education in San Antonio. To this day, he's cited as the gold standard for how an athlete can transition into business and philanthropy without losing focus. Next on our countdown, at number 12, is Dirk Nowitzki, the German giant who made Dallas his kingdom, with a net worth around $180 million. Dirk is celebrated as one of the greatest international players in NBA history. Over 21 seasons with the Dallas Mavericks, the only team he ever played for, Nowitzki earned about $255 million in salary, making him one of the highest-paid foreign-born athletes of his era. His signature one-legged fadeaway is iconic, but his approach to wealth was as steady and reliable as his game. Unlike some stars who chased endorsements aggressively, Dirk preferred select deals with brands like Nike and Panini, while carefully building wealth through real estate and charity foundations. His humility off the court mirrored his style on it. No drama, no flash, just long-term success. Fans admire him not only for bringing Dallas its first championship in 2011, but for the way he represented loyalty, consistency, and discipline qualities that also shaped his financial legacy. And now, at number 13, we have Carmelo Anthony, the Brooklyn-born scorer who made buckets his signature. With an estimated net worth of around $180 million, Melo earned over $262 million in NBA salary across stints with the Nuggets, Knicks, and other teams, placing him among the league's top earners. Off the court, he built wealth through endorsements with Jordan Brand, Panini, and watchmaker Ho Time, while launching Melo's 7 tech partners to invest in digital media and tech startups. His philanthropic work with the Carmelo Anthony Foundation further cements his legacy. From mid-range mastery to business savvy, Melo turned scoring into a brand. Coming in at number 14 is Dwyane Wade, aka Flash, with a net worth near $170 million. Over his 16-year NBA career, he earned roughly $196 million, highlighted by 3 championships and a Finals MVP in 2006. Off the court, Wade's business ventures elevated his wealth. Endorsements with Li Ning, Hublot, and Gatorade, Investments in media, wine, and part ownership of the Utah Jazz expanded his portfolio. He also became a global personality through fashion, TV, and lifestyle brands, proving that charisma, style, and smart business moves can turn a legendary career into lasting financial success. Holding down the 15th spot is Chris Paul, better known as CP3. With a net worth estimated at $160 million, Paul represents the rare blend of elite court vision and sharp business instincts. Across his career, he's earned more than $390 million in salary, making him one of the highest-paid players in NBA history. But CP3's wealth story doesn't stop with contracts. Endorsements from Nike, State Farm, Panini, and Spalding have kept him in the spotlight, while his leadership role as president of the NBPA, National Basketball Players Association, positioned him at the center of labor negotiations that reshaped player salaries. Beyond the court, Paul has built his fortune with smart investments in tech, production, and sports teams, while also running the Chris Paul Family Foundation, focused on education and social impact. His influence has extended into media with executive production credits and a growing presence in entertainment. CP3 may never have captured that elusive championship ring, but when it comes to wealth and influence, he's already a winner. At number 16 is Yao Ming, whose name alone carries global weight. With an estimated net worth of $160 million, Yao transformed from NBA All-Star into an international ambassador for the game. During his 9-year career with the Houston Rockets, Yao earned over $93 million in salary. But his true financial power came from his global influence. As the face of Chinese basketball, Yao attracted massive endorsement deals with Nike, Reebok, Visa, Apple, and China's top domestic brands, turning him into one of the most marketable athletes in the world. After retiring, Yao's wealth grew through business ventures, including restaurants, wine production, and sports ownership. His most prominent role today is as president of the Chinese Basketball Association, where he shapes the future of the sport in his home country. Yao's story is bigger than basketball. It's about cultural connection, bridging East and West, and proving how one athlete can change the global landscape of a sport. 17th on the list is Dwight Howard, the high-flying center whose charisma and athletic dominance translated into a net worth of about $140 million. Howard's NBA career spanned nearly 2 decades, where he earned over $245 million in salary. At his peak with the Orlando Magic, he was a 3-time Defensive Player of the Year and an unstoppable force in the paint. But Dwight's financial success came not only from contracts, he also landed endorsement deals with Adidas, Pepsi, and McDonald's, adding millions more to his fortune. Post-NBA, Howard has remained active, playing overseas while also venturing into real estate and entertainment. His outgoing personality has made him a fixture in media, while his investments provide a steady income stream. Though his career had ups and downs, Howard's legacy as one of the most dominant centers of his era ensures his place on this list. Coming in at 18th place is Paul Pierce, famously nicknamed The Truth. With an estimated net worth of $120 million, Pierce combined longevity, clutch performances, and smart off-court moves to secure his fortune. Across his 19-year NBA career, mostly with the Boston Celtics, Pierce earned over $195 million in salary. He led Boston to the 2008 NBA championship, winning Finals MVP and solidifying his legacy as one of the great small forwards of his generation. Off the court, Pierce boosted his wealth through endorsements with Nike and American Express, while also dabbling in tech investments, cannabis, and sports media. His post-retirement career as an ESPN analyst kept him visible, though controversies occasionally drew attention. Still, Pierce's portfolio of business interests ensures his financial standing remains solid. From his cold-blooded jumpers to his financial savvy, The Truth built a brand that lasts beyond basketball. Taking the 19th spot is Vince Carter, the man fans affectionately call Vinsanity. With a net worth of around $110 million, Carter built his fortune through both jaw-dropping highlights and remarkable longevity. Carter earned over $172 million in NBA salary, playing an unprecedented 22 seasons, the longest career in league history. From Toronto to Atlanta, he reinvented himself from a dunk contest king to a reliable veteran leader. His career arc gave him decades of relevance, and that consistency translated into steady financial growth. Endorsements with brands like Nike, Gatorade, and Spalding boosted his earnings, while media and broadcasting opportunities after retirement opened new doors. His discipline in maintaining both his body and finances ensured Carter retired not only respected, but secure. From the dunks that defined a generation to the investments that preserved his wealth, Carter proved you can evolve and still thrive. And finally, closing out our countdown at number 20 is a player whose financial legacy rivals even bigger names. Luol Deng, the British Sudanese forward whose quiet career turned into an extraordinary financial success. With an estimated net worth of $200 million, Deng stands as one of the richest former players, surprising many fans who underestimated his business acumen. On the court, Deng earned over $160 million in NBA salary, playing for the Bulls, Heat, Lakers, and Timberwolves. While he was a two-time All-Star, it was his off-court ventures that made him a financial powerhouse. Deng invested heavily in real estate across London, Chicago, and the United States, building a vast property portfolio that continues to grow in value. His wealth is also tied to philanthropy. Deng is a humanitarian at heart, using his fortune to support education and community development projects through the Luol Deng Foundation. Quietly but effectively, Deng transformed NBA earnings into generational wealth, proving you don't need MVP trophies to dominate financially. And there you have it, the 20 richest NBA players in the world. These stories prove there's no single path to building wealth. Some players turn their on-court salaries into dynasties, while others use branding, investing, or even loyalty to a single franchise to secure financial greatness. What stands out is that basketball was just the beginning. The real game was how each of them used that platform to create something bigger, something lasting. Now here's the question for you. If you had the career earnings of an NBA superstar, would you spend it chasing luxury and lifestyle, or invest it like Robinson and Deng to build generational wealth? Drop your answer in the comments, because the way you'd play that game says a lot about what kind of MVP you'd be off the court.